I don't really know if this is a horror game, but we're playing Call of Cthulhu.
I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
The way you said it just sounds like you're gonna shit on a desk. And the handle.
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this
Yes,
handle.
Captain Obvious.
Not toxic.
What do you mean? You hope it's not toxic? It's fucking green. Of course it's toxic. Fuck was that? Oh fuck! Ah! Hentai! What the fuck? Did he eat a bunch of grapes and shit himself? Hello. I don't remember seeing you in my nightmares, but I do think I saw someone like you at Walmart. Now I like drawing creepy stuff, so now your face is in my sketchbook.
I know, I have a worm. There you go. Is that yummy?
You know, I found a baby bird like that on the golf course, and I just picked it up and took it home and let it live in my closet. And I, like, fed it, took it for walks, and somehow it shat in my PlayStation. And after that, all of a sudden, it wasn't my pet anymore. Like, I didn't get rid of it, it just died.
Small, 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 small.
Your best friend dies, and your first emoji is how you react.
Howie, are you not getting enough attention at home? Because you showed us a prolapsed asshole. That motorcycle video was really weird. Now you're doing this in a yogurt shop. Well, what's happening?
Is it weird if a girl were to approach you and be like, hey, I think you're really attractive? Like,
Every guy on this app has been saying that girls should do exactly that. So no, I don't even think that should be a question. Okay, so you click the corner of your screen, you go to settings and privacy, then you go to privacy, comments, then you scroll down and you type whatever into that little bar, and then no one can ever say it again. So for example, I'm gonna make it so you can't use the clown emoji anymore. Alright, and now no one can use it. After that, no one will be able to see the comments that contain filtered words, but you can still see them if you select View Filtered Comments. Also in the video that this comment is from, for some reason, people thought I said I banned emojis. I said that I removed the filter so you can use emojis again. And I wrote that out, that I unbanned emojis, but people said, no, you can still use them. So kids seem to not know the difference between the word banned and unbanned. So in conclusion, kids are really stupid. So I forgot to make a video about this overly expensive, waste of money, pretentious cross pencil and do a drawing with it. So here you go. I don't know why, but I feel like I looked a lot paler in that first clip than usual. So yeah, this is just me drawing with the pencil. The pencil sucks. They're not made for art. They're made for old men that own banks to write with. And I constantly keep forgetting that it doesn't have an eraser. But anyway, this is Andy. He's the one that collects taxes for the IRS.
My text back game bipolar. I reply quick, then I never reply again.
Benjamin, eventually you'll be unable to reply at all.
Oh, what's on your whiteboard? Oh, look. Oh, it's a pee-pee. Oh, it's a banana and oranges. Oh, it's a little wiener. It's a fucking cock. It's not that funny. It makes me mad that it's not just children pointing out this stupid dick on my board. A full-grown adult called this a doinker. A doinker. Honestly, I hope when it's 100 degrees outside, people stick Jolly Ranchers through your windshield. That's a good question. I don't know why people keep tagging you, but I've got two other questions. Why am I followed by a processed meat stick? And are you guys currently working on bringing this to the public?
I'm sleeping on Cheez-Its. Goddamn.
If I had to watch that, so do you.
No you did not, and respectfully fuck you for doing that.
Block my account so you don't have to see me.
That cat looks like a genetically engineered cartoon, and I fucking love it. If you hate this cat, I hate you.
Or else would I do this?
Alright, let me try. Oh, you can customize them.
coconut cream creamer, so both of them together is a recipe of deliciousness. Once everything is combined, give it a good swirl.
So when I first saw that, I was like, oh, I used to put creamer in cola when I was little. But the thing about coffee creamer is it doesn't mix with citrus. Why the fuck did you put a lime on it? Hello. If you follow me, you know that I draw stuff. And one thing I've always wanted to do was illustrate a story. And I have 2 stories that I've written out completely. I just need to illustrate for them. So which one I'm going to illustrate first will depend on the comment section of this video. The 2 stories are called Alacane the Smith and Noir Nights. The basic plot of the first story, Alacane the Smith, will be that this guy exits hell, but unknowingly exits the reality to which he was created. But when he exited hell, he took with him one of God's tools, and he uses that to build a forge. And with the forge, he builds gates to other realities. And he goes to these realities to find specific materials that he needs, all in an effort to do one of 2 things. Reach a very specific place, or find a very specific person. And these 2 stories I wrote are not intended for kids. So this story is going to have some very heavy themes, and the main thing is going to be putting human-like mindset into the body of a god. And it's going to be very, very graphic. The second story, Noir Nights, will follow a king that rules over no kingdom. The only people he rules over are his military. And his main goal is to fulfill his father's last wish, which was to conquer the world. And the things that story involves are war crimes, mass genocide, refugees, basically anything that's a byproduct of actual war. And despite it being called Noir Nights, it's actually going to be science fiction. And both these stories will include what I'm most known for drawing, which is monsters and creepy shit. So just let me know which vague concept that I just gave you sounds more promising. So I saw this Warhead flavored drink, and Warheads usually make my mouth bleed, so I was very curious on what it tastes like. Honestly, a letdown. My mouth isn't full of blood, but I have that weird aftertaste in my mouth. This motherfucker cut me off. I want him to die. Okay, why do you drink so much Red Bull? Is that a baby? Well, hopefully this train won't take that long. Wait, hold on. Is that a child predator I see? That's such a grandma color for a car. Ew, it looks like a metallic army man. Check out a fucking diarrhea green Kia Soul? I actually like that color. Looks nice. You know, I really appreciate it if this took less time than it is. There's one right here. You're a fucking failure. And we took his car. Come on, Korean Spider-Man. I'm still fucking here! I wonder if I were to give my dog pants, if it would be all 4 legs or just 2. Frame your nuts.
Holy nut from seminary. Christian University.
Ah, your holy nut. Okay.
We always kept this, suction cup dildo.
Every day I'm getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking...
He puts it right square on his forehead. It says, I'm a unicorn.
Fucking Kia!
10, 11.
Does that guy not have a license plate? What? Wait, what? It's a red light. He's just driving off.
Is that legal?
Uh-oh. Finally!
You make me wanna say, oh, 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 oh.
Fredbear does not exist. Spring Bonnie.
Hello. That made me afraid to go to a convention. Yeah, I like drawing creepy stuff, so now it's in my sketchbook.
But Daddy, I love him!
Sir, I did not agree to any of this. Now, can you call the fucking cop?
Hey, Belle, remember how we asked people to draw you?
Boo. How is this 0 sugar? I already feel like a diabetic. But anyway, I give this an 11 out of 10. It tastes fucking amazing.
So children are being traumatized on this app for views and likes again.
So a little over 17 years ago, my parents took me to this house on Halloween with me dressed as Batman. And this clown came out when we got to the front door. and he had sharpened teeth, dark circles around his eyes, he was covered in blood, and he was holding a severed head, told me to reach into the mouth to grab candy. And what I grabbed was a severed tongue, which I know now was supposed to be a strawberry gummy. But when I grabbed it and pulled it out, my face got splattered in blood. And he got up in my face, started laughing maniacally. All of that made me break down crying for a minute and a half, and then I forgot about it. Most of the videos under that filter are just kids looking at the screen, looking behind them, looking back and realizing, oh, it's just a phone. Kids are really dumb, but at the same time, they're a lot smarter than you actually think they are, and a lot less mentally fragile than you think they are. Okay, apparently this filter tells you the worst year of your life. 2005. That's when my sister was born. What are you drawing? What the fuck? Oh, it's a cat with weird eyes and a really long tongue. Ridges on its tongue, socks on its head. Oh, it's a corpse, never mind. I feel like not enough artists strive to get to the point where they don't need to use a reference. Like, using a reference doesn't make you a bad artist, it doesn't make you a cheater. It just means you either want to get something as accurate as possible, or you're still learning. But when people use references, I feel like people should pay more attention to why something looks the way it does, rather than just what it looks like. Because finding common occurrences among different references can help you have a mental grasp on what something is supposed to look like despite it not being in front of you. And then eventually you'll be able to create things that just don't exist with a strong sense of realism. Like, this thing is just some random shit I started drawing for 45 minutes. While it's not entirely accurate, there's a strong sense of...
Somebody said the giants are awakening. Well...
Nah, you gotta be a moron to believe in this. Giants awakening? That thing is clearly dead.
I be dirty dancing now, the yelling gravy sweat.
Suck on that, emos. My shift's almost over. So on my desk sits this sculpture I made back in high school. And every time I look at it, I'm reminded of my sculpting teacher's words of advice. He said, and I quote, "Alright kids, if you guys decide to take up sculpting, you're probably going to die at 54 because of all the fumes and materials you're going to breathe in." I have no idea if that's true, but it made me go into illustrating rather than sculpting. Then like a few months later, he was fired, then arrested, because apparently he slept with a student. And he also got caught with weed in his car in the school parking lot. I don't know where he is now. I just know that his wife and kids weren't happy about it. This is the only art project I ever got to keep from that school.
Really made a fucking body count detector. You know how fucking disgusting.
Nah, I've killed more people. I've never really liked this art trend because to me it just doesn't look good. Like, the original art they're going over with Sharpie looks fine, but when you add the black lines, it just kind of ruins it. Like, here's just a drawing I did for this video to give an example. Now, if I were to just go over it with Sharpie. Just that. I don't really like the look of it.
Try the bald filter and see how you look.
Wait on. Huh. My brother has alopecia. I look just like him with this filter.
If I pulled up like this to our date, with
wearing
these, what would you do?
How the fuck do you play this? Like, this is just a foot. What do you mean I need dice? I thought this was a fucking card game. The fuck do you mean I need to take this seriously? This is a donut in a tomato. So I summon this so that you can't see what monsters are. What do you mean? That's how it works in the show. So I got the head, arms, and legs, but where's the dick? Use Thunderbolt. That's a different game. Accidentally bent one of your cards. This wasn't expensive, was it? Can I summon the devil with this? Isn't this from a different show? So this turns this into a cartoon. But I thought it was already a cartoon. So it's a dragon, but it's also a vampire. I need 5? What the fuck? Why is this one red and this one purple? What the fuck does Pot of Greed do? Symbol of friendship? Okay, that's fucking... You know, a lot of people comment or DM me saying, dude, you look so tired. Get some sleep. As if I'm gonna be like, oh, thank you. I completely forgot. Fuck you. I don't sleep when I want. I sleep when I can. See, the thing is, you just assumed that there weren't sleeves on there. They're clear. Sorry, I don't like the look of bulky shit. And also, what are sleeves even gonna do? It's gonna prevent it from getting bent in half? No.
No matter how many times they try to rid me of the world because of their jealousy.
Hello. You seem rather good at making disturbing imagery with your face. I like drawing creepy stuff, so now your face is in my sketchbook. Nah.
You see me at the function.
What?
Wearing these pants. What are you doing?
Probably gonna keep talking to whoever I was just talking to.
Before we begin, what does the word pterodactyl invoke within you?
Kinda makes me have to go to the
Because I'm
bathroom.
not willing to discuss any form of pterosaur whatsoever.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Because, for lack of a better word, they scare me.
Well, that seems pretty judgmental. I doubt you've ever met
I'm more than willing
one.
to discuss a classification of dinosaur which I enjoy very much, the sauropods.
What, like
which includes
Littlefoot?
my current favorite dinosaur, the Diplodocus. Did you know that the Diplodocus is physically the longest dinosaur that ever existed? And despite having 100 vertebrae to support, it never dragged its long tail along the ground. We know this
Oh, so it
because
always
its
had, like, a
fossil was
stiffy?
never discovered with a drag mark behind it. Also, it was a very peaceful herbivore with no natural known enemies.
Okay, bye.
Chatter, chatter, chatter. You never stop talking.
Hello. Your face makes me think you know a guy in a bat costume. And I like drawing creepy stuff, so now your face is in my sketchbook. So we just saw a video of a girl that said guys will laugh at anything, like you can just say balls and they'll bust out laughing. Then TikTok did that thing where it recommends who to follow based on your mutuals, and this came up, and she was right. I bursted out laughing.
You would shoot someone because they try to steal your dog? That means you value a dog.
No, I wouldn't shoot someone trying to steal my dog. I might accidentally hit the dog. I may get in close and stab him.
And I honestly hate the taste of water, so drinking G Fuel just makes it taste better anyways.
What do you mean? Water's delicious. I love the flavor. What the fuck are you saying? No, we don't. Even with glasses, we do not look the same. Every white guy I either stitch or duet, you guys say I look like. No. No. Maybe. That is a dog.
So children are being traumatized on this app for views and likes again. In this trend, families run away from their young children, locking them in a room while scary sounds play and this figure appears. Young children do not understand that this is not real and literally think that you are leaving them in a room to be hurt or killed. And the subsequent fear response is the exact same thing that would happen to them if something actually horrible was happening. Why would you want to emulate that, especially knowing that the fear response in this situation can have lasting consequences?
My boobs randomly started growing again. I'm 22 years old. I don't know what's happening, but there's nothing stopping them. I'm 5'4". I'm vegan. I'm single.
Let's remove 100 layers of liquid latex makeup together. If this doesn't come off as a solid, I'm suing. I might even grab a corner like it doesn't move.
Can you guess why this house hasn't sold in over 500 days? Maybe you would say it's because of this slide. Maybe you would say it's because of this giant glass elevator or this spiral staircase that doesn't lead anywhere at the top. Maybe it's the excessive use of these blue ladders that only lead to dark little nooks with tiny openings. Have you guessed the reason yet? The reason is because it's in Wyoming.
I called out all the witches on TikTok as frauds, and I challenged them to put a hex on me to prove their magic. And this Mexican witch said she had over 10 years of ancestral practice and she could put a hex on me. I mailed her everything she requested, including my hair, a photo of me, and my shirt. And in her first video where she said she could put a hex on me, she said it would take 3 days to 3 weeks for results to be shown.
But I usually see results within 3 days to 3 weeks, so.
And even though she's on camera saying it, she's denying it.
If you finish the entire clip, you would notice that I said that's when the results would begin. Within 3 days to 3 weeks is when they would begin. The full result is around the 3 months. Usually you see results within 3 days to 3 weeks.
She never said the word begin. She said there'd be results in 3 days to 3 weeks. What is it gonna be, 3 months now? 3 years? 3 lifetimes? When are these results gonna come? But she's already claiming victory.
And we've all already seen some decent results, especially with this obsession.
That's right, when I post content about this series I said I was gonna do, I'm obsessed. And when I don't,
it's his birthday, he hasn't posted on Instagram, that's weird.
That way she can claim victory no matter what. Like and follow for the truth.
You finally make me wanna say, oh, 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 oh.
Dog, why didn't you tell me your dad had all that ass? Dog, hear me out for real. No.
Alright.
Slay. 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 Slay.
Okay, I got it this time.
Slay. 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 Slay.
That one's hard.
Slay. 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 Slay.
This one's hard too.
Slay.
This one's hard too.
Slay. 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 Slay.
If you ever want to go to a concert or a sporting event, make sure that you buy the cheapest ticket possible and then go. Once you're inside, go on Ticketmaster or StubHub and see what better seats haven't sold yet and just go sit there. If you have an annoying relative that's asking you or you and your partner when you're gonna have kids, just tell them you're pregnant, and then a few months later, tell them you had a miscarriage. They're gonna be so uncomfortable ever bringing it up again that you'll have your peace. Next time you try to buy something on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist, message the seller with like 7 different accounts just completely lowballing their offer, and be a dick about it. And then message them with your actual account giving a low but reasonable offer. They're gonna be so relieved that they're finally talking to a decent person that you'll get that good deal.
Amy Schumer gets an absurd amount of hate on the internet, and I didn't know why, so I did some researching, and here are 5 reasons why everyone hates Amy Schumer. First, a lot of people call her comedy racist. It relies heavily on poking at race and perpetuating harmful stereotypes. She's said jokes in the past like, quote, nothing works 100% of the time except Mexicans, and I used to prefer Hispanic guys, but now I prefer consensual. Number 2 is that she's infamously known for and has been caught stealing more jokes than any other comedian. Most recently at the Oscars, she was caught stealing jokes from Twitter, and there's 30-minute compilations of her ripping off other comedians' jokes on YouTube. 3 is her unfunny and disrespectful jokes. People think her comedy is unevolved and focuses on being crude, making too many jokes about her lady parts or bodily functions, or relies on shock factor.
Sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it?
4th is that she literally admitted to essaying 2 different guys. First is a guy that she described as so drunk that he's barely conscious enough to function his body to do the deed, but they did anyway. Second, cab driver, where she literally admitted to essaying him, and she took his hand and put it where he didn't want it. I'm about to say the last one, but before I do, make sure you follow so you finally know why all these hated celebrities are so hated, and request any celebrity who you would like to see next. 5th is her arrogance and ungratefulness. People don't like how she thinks she's more established than she is because she compares herself to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and she turned down an $11 million Netflix deal because they weren't paying her enough, and apparently her arrogance and bad attitude makes her hard to work with on sets.
In a situation where you are asked anything along these lines, here is what you say in reply. Fredbear does not exist. Spring Bonnie does not exist. Nothing happened to anyone.
Because so many people were heated over the fact I said white people like apple juice, I have decided to do a top 5 list of white people indulgences. If you find yourself thinking, hey, these are stereotypes and you are racist, the answer is they are, and yes, I am. Number 5, energy drinks. I have never met so much as one man that has ever tasted Bang Energy, and yet I know at least 3 white women that had them with breakfast this morning. Number 4, Hamilton. Last time I checked, the show was sold out until 2027, and yet every single white person in America knows the words to the entire play. Number 3, Ronald Reagan. I refuse to elaborate any further. Number 2, Shark Week. You might find yourself thinking, oh, I didn't even know this was still a thing. You know who does know it's a thing? Connor, Chad, and Bradley. And last but not least, number 1, slave. No, I'm just kidding. Dogs. Everyone likes dogs, but white people love dogs. If Fido and Grandpappy Estes were hanging off a cliff and Sarah had enough strength to save the both of them, she would kick Grandpappy in the face just in case Fido needed something to break.
You're looking at the face of someone who hasn't eaten cooked food in almost 5 years. I'm a raw vegan. I don't eat meat, dairy, or eggs, or anything cooked. And you know what I've learned in all of this time is that cooked food is a compromise. It makes us sick and we don't know it. If we just eat raw food only, it'll reverse all of our health issues, make us look and feel amazing. It's truly the diet designed for humans. Now, what led me to this was that I had chronic dermatitis for 5 years. I couldn't reverse it. I couldn't figure it out. I went raw vegan, and within a year and a half, my dermatitis was completely gone. And I looked like 10 years younger. I'm 49 years old, and I absolutely love the raw vegan path. I will never go back to cooked food.
If your macaroni and cheese ain't looking like this, what is you doing?
I saw the signs. When they started messing up the mac and cheese, I knew you were right around the corner.
You don't sound Russian?
How could I sound anything, silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice box. I had to borrow this one. Don't turn on the light.
Are you going to kill me?
No! I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to waste.
Then what? Then why are you here?
After you attacked poor Sarah, I thought it was about time we had a good old...
That was Daddy, I love him!
Sir, I did not agree to any of this. Now, can you call the fucking cops?
Somebody said the giants are awakening. Well, ancient giant human skeleton remains have just been found in Bulgaria. Just look at how big that skeleton is, though. Y'all do see that, right? Like, I done already said this before, but everything on Earth used to be so much bigger. Now stuff is so simplified to the point where, gee, this is them standing next to an average-sized man today. Everything was bigger. It's the Matrix. Got everybody shrinking and stuff.
Here is a solution to your problem. Block my account so you don't have to see me. Problem solved. Love, Mew.
What would you do if you were invited to a wedding and there was no food, but there was a visit from Mickey and Minnie Mouse? So a couple threw a wedding and their parents gave them a budget for food and catering, and it happened to be about the same amount of money it would cost to have Mickey and Minnie visit for 30 minutes. So they opted to nix the food in lieu of a character visit. As you might imagine, people were not thrilled, and an aunt took to Facebook to express her discontent with not being fed. The couple said there were ample options for food to be purchased in the surrounding parks, so it's not like people were gonna starve.